Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, let's get it out of the way. This is the Rebel Rose collection from Wet n Wild. Now typically on my channel, I will be completely honest, we don't dive into these collections from Wet n Wild too often, mainly because by the time I get the package, it's already obsolete for me to put a video up. But for this particular package, it was different. I selected 2-day shipping at checkout, which was that a pretty penny? Absolutely. Was it worth it to get my package in 2 days? Absolutely, because number 2, guys, there's officially skincare involved. And guys, I just love that. I love that Wet n Wild is diving into affordable skincare. We have ColourPop, they dove in. We have all the good drugstore brands we already know and love. So spoiler alert, I actually did use these already, and I've been letting them soak into the skin because I wanted to be able to tell you guys how they feel and what I thought. So I did go ahead and start off with the Rose Multi-Use Oil. Like, hello, can you see the actual rose petals? Guys, I live for this. I think it looks so stinking beautiful. Sorry, you guys know I'm like a packaging presentation queen, and I am obsessed with the way this looks. Like, this is the first thing I pulled out and I was like, done, sold, living my life, because I just think it looks so cute and so inviting. So packaging out of the way, I did go ahead and take a drop of this on each cheek and on the forehead, and I really took a second, massaged it into the skin, and guys, this is such a beautiful rose oil. It's not overbearing, it's not over-scented, it has such a nice light rose scent to it, and it doesn't go on the skin and feel thick or cakey or heavy. It feels very thin. It immediately just absorbs and feels literally so lightweight. So this has been sitting and sinking into the skin. Now I do have some other products on top of it because girl, I went damn ham wild. You know I'm going to. And I really do love this. I love the way that it sits on the skin, and I've actually been sitting here just like absorbing it at random into my hand, and I love that it doesn't leave like a film or a cast. And that being said, I do want to also mention this is a Rose multi-use oil, and typically multi-use just means exactly what it says, anywhere. You can use it on your face, you can use it on your hair, on your cuticles, on your hands if you feel like they're nice and dry, or your elbows. You can mix a drop into foundation, into your serum. There really is a lot you can do with a good multi-use oil. Now moving in from there, I went in with a couple squirts of their Rose toner. Now this is where I start to have a little bit of an issue with the packaging. Obviously I think it's all super cute. I think the filigree on the bottle and everything is absolutely adorable. I love the presentation. But one of my biggest issues with all of these is that there isn't a little spot on the back that says directions, how to use, recommended use, anything like that, or that talks about the benefits of the actual product. So for example, you know, take this rose oil and apply it to the skin to make your skin feel nice and supple, or mix in to, you know, make foundation more pliable. This is the Morphe Continuous Spray. It's on there. If I pick up my Catrice Prime and Fine, it's on the back of that. You know, just directions and general overall use for the product. I feel like that's not something crazy to expect. So if there's one thing that I would improve on, it would be that. But nonetheless, I know what a toner is. So I just took this after the rose oil. I sprayed a couple of sprays, and I really do love, listen to this mist. Like, it's really nice. It's a very fine mist. It doesn't hit you super heavy. It is a glass bottle, so it looks a little more luxe, feels a little more luxe. I do think it's interesting that they did this beautiful glass component with these cute little black outlined roses, and then they went with this plastic see-through cap. That I think is interesting, but overall, this is really nice as well. I sprayed it, I've applied it. I've applied it twice now, and girl, I think it smells real nice. Now from there, we have the Rose Primer Serum, and this, first of all, is stunning. Like, can you guys see that super beautiful marbly effect in there? Oh my god, it's so freaking beautiful. Now this one, as well as the rose oil, both do have the nice little pipette dropper, which I like. I think it's easy to control the product. I did take one tiny drop of this on each cheek. I rubbed it primarily through this area. I pulled what was left over down onto the chin and up onto the forehead because I am normal to oily, so I didn't want to put a ton in my T-zone. It did lay down really nice. I'm not having any issues with my skin. I think it feels beautiful, and it did soak in nicely with the rose oil, which I was really impressed with. Now from there, left in the skincare compartment, we have 2 items. The next one is the lip scrub, and I'm gonna be honest, yes, I used it. No, I don't like it. I hate the consistency of the Wet n Wild lip scrubs. Truth be told, I just think they're too gummy and they're too gunky in the container. Like they're very, what is that? They remind me of Floam, that's what it is. How they like squish around, and there's no way, like, hold on. You hear that? I can't stand that. These are so foamy type sticky that I could sit here and like build a castle out of it. When I go in with it, I just feel like I'm rubbing like muddy sand on it. And I was reading, this one actually does have an ingredient panel on the bottom of it. And it has like 6 different types of oil. It has like almond oil, sweet, actually hold on, let me lift it up here. Yes, it has jojoba seed oil, hydrogenated vegetable oil, castor oil, sweet almond oil, sunflower seed oil, maru seed oil. So for me, this is a huge pass, but I did want to throw it in there in case you were curious my thoughts on it. Now that brings us to the last item, which I just took the wrapper off, but I have not used yet because it's green and I wanted to use this on camera. So this is their rose lip balm. Is that right? I'm sorry. This is the Purrrfect Pout Jelly Balm, according to the package, and it's green. Like, did I mention it is literally green? Cute little roses on the packaging though. Now, is it probably going to matter that it's green? No, because it is just a balm, but I just thought this was so bizarre. We needed to test it out together, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little thin layer of this. Whoa! Oh my god, it's turning my lips pink. Okay, it doesn't say that it's gonna do that. I don't know how much I love the fact that it's a color changing lip balm because I feel like that makes it a little bit less easy to use. This isn't something you can just like, oh, throw in your purse, it's a balm. No, now all of a sudden it's basically a pink chapstick. And that brings us to the makeup layer. And guys, I'm super excited. So this came with these 4 quads right here, 2 brushes, and 4 liquid lipsticks, which while we have our lips good and prepped, I'm thinking, why don't we grab the 4 liquid lipsticks and swatch them on the lips for you and see what we think. So I'm thinking first off, we can go ahead and start off with Petal Poison, which is like a light pale purple. Oh, it's a high shine lipstick. You guys, I've been sitting here trying to figure out why this wasn't getting matte, and it's because it's a high shine lipstick. So this is like a regular lipstick. Okay. This actually reminds me more of like an opaque gloss than anything. You can see it does have a beautiful shine to it, which I like. That's the color there. This is the color on my lips. It's not super opaque. So again, I'm thinking more of a semi-opaque gloss more so than a lipstick, but I do like it. I think that it's a lot prettier than I thought. In my mind, it was gonna be this color, but a thick ass dry down liquid lipstick. So next up we have another high shine liquid lipstick in the shade Bud Romance. Okay guys, it took me 6 dunks to get it this color. This is so sheer on the lips. I did go ahead and build up a swatch right here for you. Again, the shade is Bud Romance. I don't know if I said that or not, but what is happening here? I don't love this color. Not as a lip gloss, not as a lipstick. This is definitely not my jam. And I feel like, oh my god, it makes your teeth look yellow. Like, my teeth aren't like so white, but they're definitely not that yellow either. Ooh, I don't like this. Girl, this color is not my jam. Get it off. And it looks like the last 2 shades we have are matte liquid lipsticks. So this first one is Kiss of Death. Okay guys, what do you think? Do I look like a kiss of death? Because I feel like I definitely look like this is the kiss of death. I'm getting a lot of the, like, you can see and feel my lips kind of pulling apart. Don't love that so much. Now, in full disclosure though, the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuits are not my favorite liquid lipsticks. I feel like I have had a lot of issues with them in the past as far as how they dry down, feeling goopy, feeling bunchy, that sort of thing. So for me, they're not my favorite. So now it's time to go in with the last shade, which is a deep purple, and it is Deviant Damsel. So guys, I have to be honest, this one, while it is like my least favorite shade for me personally, I actually think it's a really unique color. Now, as far as formula, same as the last. They're both a little bit, you have to build them up. They do get a little thick. I can definitely feel them. But anyways, this last lipstick makes 4, and these are all of the lipsticks in the Rebel Rose collection. 2 high shine lipsticks, which are more like a gloss, and then these 2 matte liquid lipsticks right here. Okay guys, now we are going to move into eyeshadows, and I see here that I misspoke. There are 3 eyeshadow quads and 1 Rose in Peace, which is a cream blush. So we're gonna go ahead, pull all these out, and start to swatch it. Okay guys, I'm throwing my glasses on for this portion just to make sure we can all see the same thing. So this is the first quad in House of Thorns, and this shade right here is supposed to be this really deep, beautiful red shade. It is so chalky and so dry. Oh no. Oh my god, guys. It's like, first of all, color changing. Second of all, ugly. Like, you can't build it up. And every time I go to like wipe color on, it turns black. I don't understand this. This is not cute. So this next one is Secret Garden Rendezvous, and that bottom shade right there, ooh, look at her shine. That is a very, very soft feeling shimmer. Really like that. Everyone in here actually swatched pretty decent. I will say yet again, the mattes were kind of chalky feeling. Okay, and this is the last quad in Bed of Roses. Now, let me be honest, the bottom two shimmers that you can see on my hand, which are these two shades right here, those swatched absolutely beautiful, super nice, very creamy feeling, very reflective, but just like all the other quads, when you dive into those matte shades, they feel so overbearing and so chalky. Okay, now that leaves us with the cream blush, which I have opened just now. I have not swatched it, and we're gonna swatch it together. But that's actually really pretty. It has a nice amount of illumination to it. So I am just sitting here looking at all three of these palettes, and I was trying to decide, like, do I wanna pick one? Do I wanna work between all three? Like, is there something I'm feeling more than the other? And I can tell you right now, House of Thorns, I don't like this palette. This is definitely not my aesthetic, and this by far had the two worst matte shades in it. So I think based on process of elimination, I'm gonna go with Bed of Roses, and that's where we're gonna start. So let me go ahead and throw some Tarte Shape Tape on the lid here. I'm going to grab the shade Fair, because it's what I have next to me, and get me some tacky lid going on. Okay, so I went ahead, I have that base on, and it is feeling nice and ready to go. I'm starting off with my Morphe Y19, and I think I want us to start off with this maroon purple right here and start fanning it upward. And I'm just lightly pulling over what's left over on my brush into the crease. So next up, I'm going to take my NYX glitter glue here on my finger. I'm going to pat it from the inner portion of the lid toward the outer, leaving just the tail part of the eye open. And I'm going to take the two shimmer shades in this little quad and take the lightest one toward the inner portion of the eye and the darker one toward the middle-ish of the eye, and just blend it with my finger toward the outer V. Okay, so let me be dead ass honest with you guys. Those two shimmers are absolutely beautiful. I'm like, literally, I love them. Now, this is where it's like the rubber meets the road. You got to be real careful. I'm taking my BH brush, my tiny little fluffy one from the Rose Quartz collection. I'll link it down below for you. And I'm going to go in with this really dark, deep purple shade. And I am taking the tiniest little dot of it, like doop, doop, doop. And I'm tapping all the excess off. And I am going to very, very lightly fluff this right onto just the outermost part of the eye. Guys, I love where that's at. I don't want to touch it anymore, but I probably should do the other eye. Okay, tensions were high there for a second because I was nervous. Okay guys, I went ahead, I finished up this eye. I applied my Dior Forever in 0N and then my e.l.f. concealer in the shade Light Sand. And now we are ready for some cream blush. So I'm gonna take this on my finger. I'm gonna take the tiniest amount and I'm just gonna start by dabbling it right here. Oh boy, okay. And I'm just gonna blend it out with my finger very, very gently. Okay, that's actually a really pretty light, like rosy cheek kind of color. I don't know how I would feel though about just straight up dunking my Fenty sponge or any type of a beauty sponge in there, because I feel like that might pick up way, 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 way too much product. But like that right there just does a nice little flush. Really pretty. So far I'm not hating this. I think it is blending into the cheek very nicely. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am such an idiot. I just realized there were two brushes in this collection that I didn't even touch. Whoops. Okay, that is exactly as I suspected. This right here is supposed to be the blush brush, and it's meant to be like a stubby kind of brush, so you can blend out, I'm assuming, this cream blush. I can see where they're coming from with the shape of the head, but because I have so much texture on my cheek, I feel like that would actually move around my product a lot more than a beauty blender would. But I actually think that blush is nice. Like, it's a really pretty flush to the cheek. It's not bad. I did build it up quite a bit though, and I feel like you can barely see it, which is interesting. I went in on both cheeks 4 times, and I feel like for all of that buffing and blending, like where did it go? Like it did dissipate, which is good because I mean, you want your cream blush to really veil out, but I'm just wondering like what is the actual buildable effect of this blush? I'm not sure, but anyways, let me go ahead and finish up my face and I will be right back. Okay, you guys, I went ahead, I finished up the rest of my face. What I'm gonna do is actually quickly run through all of the products. The first thing that I want to mention is actually the skincare, because I feel like for me that's really where this entire collection shined the most. I really enjoyed getting to play with it. Now obviously I haven't had it on my skin long enough to know, is it going to break me out? Is there going to be an issue, adverse or otherwise, you know, yada yada. So I'll definitely keep you guys informed on that one if I see something like that happen. I don't have anything against it directly, but this jelly balm thing is not my jam either. I don't like that it changes color. If it didn't change color, it would have a better shot with me. But like if I'm gonna want something hot pink on my lips, I'm gonna go with a lipstick. You know what I mean? Like when I reach for a balm, I want a balm, not something like this. The lipsticks, you'll notice I'm not wearing them. I don't really love the shades. The shade that I did like, which was the deep dark brown shade, is in the formula that I don't like. And then the two high shine lipsticks as well, I just don't love the colors. Like that's my entire issue with all of those lipsticks. I either don't like the formula or the color or both. So for me, those are a miss. And then that brings us into these brushes, which I told you guys I would talk a little bit about. There is the blush brush, which is this one, and then an eyeshadow brush. Let me start off with this. I don't love the overall idea of these because I think it's a gimmick that is very impractical. For example, this little eyeshadow brush right here, I did use this to blend out my lower lash line, and I don't love it. Like it's just a chubby little brush that typically I would say, oh, this would be great to blend through the crease, except there's this collar on it right here, so you can't really blend. It's just a short, stubby smudger brush, but like a really fat round smudger brush that I just feel like would have had more use without this little petal collar thing on it. And then same with this one. I love the softness of this brush. It feels very nice, but when you go in and you add this collar, this rose thing to it, you take away the ability to really be fluid with the brush, and that's a huge issue for me on both of them. So there's that, plus this is not comfortable to hold. Like it's aesthetically cutesy, but it also at the same time is like cheap and impractical. So for me, I just wish that they would have just been two normal brushes. That would have been my preferred thing there. Now that brings us into the eyeshadows, and the only one for sure that I don't love at all is the House of Thorns. I just don't like the aesthetic of this. I feel like it is not something I would ever reach for. The mattes were painfully chalky, and I just really didn't enjoy it. Now the one that I used today, Bed of Roses, I quite like this. I think it did go on nice. It blended well. I would approve this one. Now Secret Garden Rendezvous, I don't hate this one either. Do I love it? Do I think you have to have it? No, but it's definitely the runner-up to this guy right here. So this one is definitely my favorite, the Bed of Roses shade. So then as far as the color changing blush goes, I think it's not a bad idea. Technically, did it work? Yes, it built up, it sheared out, it didn't leave any issues, but I am left to wonder two questions. One, how is this going to build up on the skin? I didn't notice a lot of that working as I went in, like I told you guys, 4 times on each side and continuing to dunk and blend and dunk and blend. I didn't notice the pigmentation getting much deeper than that initial flush of color. So that's my first thing. And then my second thing is, how is this going to look and work and manipulate on people with medium to deep skin tones when I myself had a hard time building and manipulating it? So those are my biggest issues with this. I don't think you need it. I think that it's kind of a gimmicky product yet again. I don't really like cream blushes like this. I would have rather it just been a regular blush. And that's kind of my opinion and thought with this collection overall, is I wish that going through and releasing a skincare line that was like this rose theme, instead of going to like this deep rebel rose place, which I know is, you know, the way that Wet n Wild kind of thinks and the direction they generally gravitate toward, I just keep finding myself going, man, I wish this would have been more elegant, or I wish this was more wearable, I wish this was more versatile. That's where I keep going with it. And obviously that's just my opinion, my personal aesthetic, and I want to know your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Do you think that it should have went this way or that way? Do you like it the way it is? What products did you like? Have you tried it? All of your thoughts, leave them down below, because I love hearing from you guys. And you can also let me know, do you like me checking out Wet n Wild when they do these releases? Do you want me to be like, hell no, don't do it anymore? Like leave those alone, because honestly guys, I want to put up content that you want to see. So let me know down below if you like these releases being gone through on my channel or not. And while you're down there, don't forget you can scuttle on up to that description box. Check me out on Instagram and on Twitter, because you know I'm trying to be verified. Y'all know the drill. And I appreciate all of you that have already taken the time to do it and follow me on both of those accounts. I think it is absolutely amazing. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. And if you have not done so yet, you can also subscribe and turn on your post notifications, because y'all, I am here 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. My videos go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. Northern Michigan time. And girl, it is fun, it is fresh, it is funky, it is always makeup, new, hate it, love it, whatever the case may be. We just dive into everything here and we have a good time, and we try to be informative and light and airy. And if this is your thing, definitely stick around and subscribe, because it is a good time. So you guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. So let's go ahead. I need to actually open this. That's probably where I should start. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is my absolute least favorite packaging to open when they do a plastic closure like this, because it never comes off. Like, it makes me wanna go get the blowtorch and just light the damn thing on fire. And then the two high shine lipsticks. Since you've been gone, I can't breathe for the first time. Since you've been gone. Bitch, I'm giving Kelly Clarkson a run for her money er day.